Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? I am very serious. I want to welcome you. We have breaking news. Breaking news. We are live. This is the update on the massacre going on in El Paso, the El Paso shooting there in El Paso, Texas. The information we're getting is that there's approximately 20 people dead. I repeat, approximately 20 people dead and 22 wounded in the Walmart there in El Paso, Texas. And it apparently is one lone gunman who went in with a rifle and opened up and started shooting people at random, massacring. There's blood and it's just an absolute disaster. Besides all the local police and the sheriff's department, the National Guard is now on the ground. The entire area pretty well on lockdown in El Paso, Texas. Matter of fact, the military base in El Paso, Texas on lockdown. The National Guard is in the streets, and the lieutenant governor is blaming Antifa, or somehow that Antifa may be connected to the shooting. Let me break in right now real quick before I give you all the information. And just a quick shout out to this great Christian company, Rate Family Insurance. Death in the family can be hard, folks, for any of us. And unfortunately, we have to deal with it sooner or later. All of us leave behind the final expenses of funeral costs, medical bills, and other kinds of debts. And so, in fact, they even say now the average funeral cost is somewhere between $8,000 and $9,000 per funeral. Now, ratefamily.com is a great company. They take that price down as low as they can to make it easier for anyone and everyone to get life insurance. Matter of fact, we have had two of our own online members, Ed and Suzanne up in Michigan, who called Rate Family. They used this number. They dialed 855-919-RATE. That's 855-919-7283, and they asked for help. They got a hold of a man named Eric. Eric not only was nice to them, very professional, walked them through everything, and set up their life insurance for them that has eased their minds for both of them. I highly recommend, folks, if you don't have life insurance, to give them a call at 855-919-RATE. That's 855-919-7283. Or just simply go to their website at www.ratefamily.com. Now, they're not open on the weekend, so call them Monday morning. Tell them Pastor Begley sent you. Here's the situation, folks, developing, though. This is a horrible scene. Let me give you the update to the best of our ability. The mass shooting in El Paso Walmart has left probably around 20 people dead and 22 wounded. Many are in the hospital. We know 9 are in intensive care and critical condition with surgeries going on. Matter of fact, there you're looking at the El Paso, Texas, the Walmart. What happened, this gunman just went into a very crowded Walmart and just began to shoot people at random, murdering them in cold blood. They say the Walmart is filled with blood everywhere. Matter of fact, the hospital there in El Paso is pleading with people to please come and donate blood. They don't have enough blood for so many, because these people who are shot were severely wounded, losing a lot of blood on the scene. Surgeries are going on right now. Trauma center. It's an absolute chaos there at the mall in El Paso, Texas. Witnesses are shocked. People are in a state of panic. A lone gunman killed, like we said, approximately 20 people and wounded another 22. 22 people are in area hospitals with gunshot wounds, according to people, including a 4-month-old baby girl that was hit. More than 1,000 people were inside the Walmart there in Cielo Vista Mall at the Walmart when, the situation, people are having heart attacks from this stuff, okay? You have to understand the panic attacks. When the shooting started, the woman named Karina, who declines to give her last name, said she was driving in the parking lot when her 7-year-old daughter saw a man in his 20s in front of the store's main entrance, dressed in all black and carrying a long rifle. Katrina said she heard what sounded like balloons popping and saw the gunman shoot another man at point-blank range in the parking lot. Then the gunman entered the store, and this has all been captured by surveillance footage. Of course, authorities have not revealed that footage as of yet. As you can imagine, I'm sure the FBI, I'm sure that the ATF is there. I'm sure everybody is on the scene. There you see the National Guard is now in the streets and are completely taking over. It's almost like martial law situation there in El Paso, Texas. We do know the name and identity of the shooter. A 21-year-old man by name of, from Allen, Texas, by the name of Patrick Cruces. That's Patrick Cruces. He's 21 years old, out of Allen, Texas, dressed in black with this gun going in, and the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, is furious right now and has immediately tied this to Antifa. And part of the reason is because Antifa has already been in El Paso putting up banners and signs all over the city proclaiming they are coming to march on El Paso with their rhetoric of hate on September the 1st. So they've already planned that they were going to try to take the city of El Paso by protest, by violent protest, or storm it, or whatever they were going to do. And they're not a good crowd. Nobody likes these guys. They're not wanted. And so Dan Patrick, the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, said, Antifa, you're not wanted in the state of Texas, period. So he's got anger in his voice. And so there's no question he's tying this thing to Antifa. So I don't know what he knows. I don't know what already has been scrubbed from the internet. You know that's already been done. You can forget about finding this kid's Facebook page or Twitter account, because this has all been scrubbed. What you're dealing with now is the information slowly starting to come out from the authorities. But it's still locked down. We don't have an exact death count. We don't have an exact wounded count. Even the President of the United States has tweeted. He said this was a terrible shooting in El Paso, Texas. Reports are very bad. Many killed. Working with the state and local authorities there and the law enforcement. I spoke to the governor, that'd be Governor Abbott, to pledge total support of the federal government. God be with you all. Now that's a tweet from President Donald J. Trump, the 45th President of the United States of America. You know he's standing with the civilians and the population of Texas. He is standing with El Paso. He is not a happy camper this afternoon, and he's trying to get all of his national, federal, and state and law enforcement information delivered to him. He needs the full impact of this before he makes some type of I'm sure, a press conference of some sort. Meanwhile, it's Dan Patrick who grabbed the microphone first, the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, and sent a clear message to Antifa. Now, we do not know for sure if Patrick Cruces is a member of Antifa or not. Although he was dressed in all black, he wore the garb of Antifa. That doesn't mean that he is. But again, would Dan Patrick, the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, why did he tie that to that so vehemently? And it's because Antifa's coming, and there has to be more information there. I can't speculate. I'm just not going to speculate. I'm just telling you. I'm reiterating the passion of the Lieutenant Governor of Texas. We're still waiting on Governor Abbott for his comments and what he's going to say down there in Texas. Meanwhile, Beto, who's running for the presidency, Robert Francis O'Rourke, Robert Francis O'Rourke, not a happy camper because he's from El Paso. This is his hometown. So you can imagine the passion he has as well. And he is nearly in tears. Now, he, from what I understand, and let me just check here, but I believe he was in that he is on the road campaigning in Las Vegas. He was in the campaign. He was in Nevada, going to California, but he is now going to go home immediately to El Paso, Texas, following the reports of the fatal shooting there. Multiple people killed in his hometown of El Paso, Texas. Quote, Beto said, "I am thinking about El Paso. I want to be thinking about El Paso as well," O'Rourke told the audience, taking the stage at a labor union forum in Las Vegas, Nevada. The 2020 Democratic presidential candidate and former Texas congressman also shared that his wife called, and his name is Amy. She immediately called after he received the news. He said, "She's driving with my daughter Molly to talk to her." O'Rourke said his voice was wavering. Just a real reminder of what most important at the end of the day for all of us. O'Rourke said the shooting shatters any illusion that we had the progress is inevitable or that the change that we need is going to come on its own accord. I'm not sure what he's talking about with that change. He did not, is he talking about Antifa? Is he talking about the border? Or is he talking about, I'm not sure what he's talking about here. Is he talking about the gun laws? I'm not sure. But I'm sure he will speak for himself very soon. I'm sure that he will speak for himself very, very soon. Did Mom need something? Okay. So this is where we're at right now. I'm sorry about that, folks. It's a very fluid situation. Very fluid situation. The National Guard on the scene. Local SWAT teams there in Texas on the scene. The FBI on the scene. The ATF on the scene. And maybe even the CIA, for all I know. I'm sure Border Patrol may be down there as well. Everybody's involved. The local police in El Paso, the Sheriff's Department, everyone on the scene. The President of the United States is monitoring this very closely. And right now, this is a very sad day. We need you to pray for the people of El Paso, Texas. The people are frightened. There's shelter in place. People are locking their doors. Stores are closing. It's a very, very sad situation, especially earlier this week. We had a shooting at a Walmart earlier this week. This thing just keeps happening. But there's such tension in the air and such evil. And so pray for the wounded. Pray for these wounded people, some of them severely hanging and clinging to life tonight. And also pray for the families of the victims who have been brutally murdered needlessly by these demons that are rising up, these wicked demons of murder and hate. It's not what America's about. This is not who America is. This is not who America has ever wanted to be. So we pray for the people of El Paso, Texas tonight. Pray for the President of the United States and the Vice President and their families. They're going to have to deal with this on a national level. And pray for all of those that are suffering in fear down in Texas. I'll be back with more information later this afternoon. There was a lot more going on. Avalanche in California that killed several people and injured several people. There was also some other things happening. So I'll get more of that information to you later in the afternoon. God bless all of you. Are you serious? Are you serious?